Hey guys, welcome back to the channel for another unboxing. In today's episode, we are unboxing the Disney Mirrorverse by McFarlane Toys Buzz Lightyear. If you look on the channel, you'll also find the unboxing video for the solely from this particular line of figures, the Mirrorverse line. It is more of a basic style figure, but not much articulation, but a lot of detail. Very cool figure, has a lot of weight to it. I really dig it. I think it's a great figure. And this Bud Lightyear, what is wrong with me? This figure is definitely going to accompany it very well. And obviously, you can't go wrong with Buzz Lightyear. This one looks like Buzz Lightyear and a Gundam had a baby, just from observing it from the outside. There's a lot more angles and, you know, I guess Buzz Lightyear, typically his design is very rounded overall on his armor, and this has a lot of edges to it and flat surfaces, so it's definitely a newer concept design for Buzz, and I'm really excited to get out of the package and check it out. This one, there's 3 figures in this particular set. Like I said, this is kind of more like the Elite or Ultimate Edition version of McFarlane figures compared to basics. This one obviously has a lot more articulation to it, probably a slightly bigger figure as well, a little bit of a higher price point, and the packaging is different. It's actually in a box, a lot like the McFarlane Multiverse figures, unlike the Sully, who is on just a standard bubble and card, just rip off and you're done. So let's look at the package. We've got Buzz right here on the front. Very, very cool. It says right there at the bottom, he is a, I guess, a ranged base character in the Mirrorverse game. Right there, a little picture of him on the side. And it is different shots of him on each side of the package, which I think is pretty cool. A little picture of just random characters from the game, I'm supposing. As well as the Jack Sparrow, which I have seen, which is also in the same style box. And then there's a Jack Sparrow Fracture, which I've not even seen photos of. But if it ends up being translucent purple, your boy's going to have that one. Otherwise, the regular Jack Sparrow, probably going to pass on it. But let's go ahead and crack Buzz open. And let's see if he was worth all the wait. Because the moment I saw this thing previewed, I knew I had to have it. I loved Buzz Lightyear as a kid growing up. Yes, I'm that old. I was a kid when the first Toy Story came out. Back then, we were lucky to have internet. So, yeah, showing my age, if that is something even needs to be done. All right, so out of the package. Okay, this is very, very McFarlane-esque as far as the design goes. So out of the bubble, you've got his figure stand, a character card, and it looks like the wings and the jetpack for him. And of course, the card kind of separates here at the bottom, so almost like if you want to set it up on your stand to give yourself more of a background, you can use it to do just that, which I think is pretty cool. It just kind of, you pull a flap, and boom. You've got yourself a nice little background for your detail. So very cool. Now, I don't know if that will hold up once you take the bubble off that's holding everything in place. Probably not. And that was a solid bet. Because, yeah, it's tearing right away. But who knows? Maybe there's probably some, I'm sure there's some way you can probably print one off of the interwebs if you want to replicate that background for your display case. All the parts came out very easy. The card, no issues with it detaching, no tearing, no nothing. So there's the back of the card showing his stats. Front of it, nice little shot of Buzz. Excuse me. We've also got his jetpack and the wings for it. Very cool. And then, of course, we got a stand, and I was looking for the DC logo because I'm so used to those, but typically it's just very much like the ones they put with the DC Multiverse figures. If anything, it probably is the same size base if I had to guess. Let's go ahead and go with Buzz. Inside the bubble, I do like that he is posed inside the case, which is very nice. So if you want a mint on card collector and want to keep them that way, it'll definitely be just fine for displaying with the way that he is posed in the package. I will say this. I'm not a fan of the position of the elastic band they've got holding him. It's right there on his waist. And I ran into a similar issue with Etrigan, the demon, whenever I was doing the unboxing for that. It was right around his waist, and you almost really, unless you pay attention or you're actually aware that it's there, you don't even notice. You'll try to rip the figure out, next thing you know it, you're separating the top of the torso from the bottom, and that could potentially break your figure. So not a huge fan of that, but there we go. 2 straps later, and Buzz is out of the package. All right, first off, I gotta say, in hand, this thing feels great. Real thick plastic. I mean, heavy duty, feels like it. I will say the arm feels a little looser than I would like. I mean, doesn't take much to really move it. But the detail on this thing is very nice. The paint looks great. I do love the face. Looks good on it. The wrist have a little bit of rotation to them, which is nice. Elbows are single joint, so no double joint craziness there. But they click, so there is at least a little bit of a little bit added stiffness there to kind of help keep it in a pose. But both of those feel very nice. They move very well. The arms also rotate here at the top, as you can see, right there. Very cool. Obviously, because of the size of his shoulders, not a whole lot of movement outside of front and back. I mean, it's a little bit, but it's not really much at all. I do wish there was a bubble of sorts to put over his head. I don't know, that's actually really distracting now that I think about it. I mean, he's got one, I mean, over his head. Well, maybe not. Maybe it's just a blue light inside inside his neck area. I don't know. That is I mean, yeah, in the picture on the back, there's no bubble over his head. So maybe Buzz no longer needs the bubble for protection from breathing in space or whatever. I don't know. All right, so this bad boy got that toe articulation, so already a plus in my book. Only see if you can hear that popping from the knees, yeah. So the knees have that same kind of click joint in it, which I do like. It'll definitely help with the posing, and with as heavy as this figure is, definitely going to need that. There's a little bit of movement for the torso, which is nice. I didn't expect a whole lot, but there is some. The knee joints are very good. The hip joints, again, you got some back and forth with those, but not, and then you got some left and right, and you get, boy, that's loud. But, like I said, those click joints will probably be pretty solid on this figure just because of how heavy it is. So if you want to pose them, you'll definitely need heavier joints to support it. The head does not seem to turn, so that's a bit of a downer. But I do like the overall design of the attachments on this. Even the little thrusters here move, which is a nice little touch. A little small thing, but very, very cool. The fingers. Okay, so if you look here, I'm not sure if the camera focused on, but it looks like there's a joint there for them to move, but don't get confused. It's not for moving. Fingers do not move on it, which I kind of didn't really expect, to be honest with you, especially with them not having any hand accessories. So that's fine. But let's go ahead and get the flight pack on them real quick. Okay, see, now this thing definitely looks not quite as naked without the pack on it. Boy, this thing is a tight fit too. Oof, that's not good. All right, see if we can finagle it on here. This is turning out to be a lot more difficult than I had anticipated. There we go. Okay, so you're really gonna have to push on this thing to get it on. I would suggest not pushing on the head, just for the sake of not snapping it right off the shoulders. Oh boy. This thing is not easy. I'm really struggling with this, guys. Ugh. Okay. Oh. Also, when you hear it click and you think you got it in, make sure you actually do, because there's other hinges right here, you see it connect. It's not connecting all the way. Oh, God, I'm gonna break that damn thing too. Okay, I think I got it. I think we got it. Hopefully I will never, ever, ever have to take it apart. So, not bad. I mean, it's on there tight. I mean, I really had to crank on that. So, once that thing is on there, it is not going anywhere. Now, the only thing I'm kind of confused on, is I'm trying to see if there's a shot of it, maybe, is how to put the wings on. Like, do they go like this? Do they go like I mean, I guess they'd go like that, right? Okay, well, I'm just going to assume, which, I mean, I don't know, because if you put them like this, it's going to be like that. And typically, his wings stick straight out. So we're going to go with this as the orientation for the wings, which you have to kind of lock in there. But once they're locked in, they're not going anywhere, so that's good. So yeah, use that as orientation for your wings, and they'll lock right in like that. Now, that could pose some issues when you put it inside your case. You may have to put them towards the back because, like I said, it's very bulky. Also, so here's a NECA flight stand. Because of where the jetpack is, I do not think it'll work unless you connect it from the side, like this. And even then, I'm kind of concerned that it may be okay, so it'll kind of support the weight, but this thing is heavy. I wouldn't recommend it. I know that having Buzz fly seems like a great idea, but I do not think, like, I feel like the plastic on this is just a little too lightweight, and this figure is very heavy. I should have put my little scale over here, and I could have actually given you guys a weight on it. But it looks great. I do really like it. I think it's awesome. It's a very, very cool modern version of Buzz Lightyear. So, design-wise, I will definitely give McFarlane a thumbs up on it. It's a really cool, I mean, I would consider it almost a, reinvention of the design of Buzz Lightyear. However, I will say getting the accessories on was entirely more difficult than it needed to be. Bit of a headache. So that part, thumbs in the middle for sure. But overall, I don't know if you'd want to use this to play with necessarily. This is definitely probably more of a figure for display. But I would definitely give this probably a solid, 8 out of 10. Really cool. Like I said, the downsides to it would definitely be getting the accessories on. And then, of course, also the weight of it. Though that seems great in theory. When it comes to putting on a flight stand or anything of that nature, probably not going to be super great. And, okay, so the stand is on his foot, but really, as big as his feet are, do you really need the stand? That seems like a bit of a head scratcher. But yeah, Buzz Lightyear. There you go. Very cool. I definitely, I'm not blown away by it like I was hoping to be. But still a really cool figure. Definitely not for playing, so if you're going to buy it for your kids to play with, not expect it to last very long. As heavy as it is, either they're going to hurt somebody with it, either themselves or throwing it at their brother or sister, or just it falling from a high surface. If it lands on the head or one of the limbs, it's probably going to snap it off because the top of this thing is very top heavy. It is the Kool-Aid Man in Buzz Lightyear format. Well, guys, that's going to do it for me for this video. Thank you for checking it out. Remember to follow me on Instagram at Collecting Raj. Also, check me out over on TikTok under the same name as well. Also, don't forget to check out the Collecting Raj podcast on Spotify and Google Podcasts. Just search Collecting Raj. You'll find it there. And then also, I'm putting video formats of the podio. Take a shot. I am putting up video versions of the podcast on the YouTube channel now as well, so feel free to go back and check those out. Two episodes are up now currently, and by the time this comes out, I should either be working on putting out the next episode, or it may already be out and uploaded. But guys, thank you for checking out the video, and as always, have yourselves an awesome week.